Maserati named its first-ever SUV, the Levante, after a warm Mediterranean wind that can change from a light breeze to an irresistible natural force in an instant. Now that warm wind has blown all the way from Italy to the 2016 Geneva Auto Show, where we're finally getting our first in-person look at the Levante. Maserati also released full product information, and we've raised our hopes after taking a look at the specs. Maserati's first-ever SUV originally was going to be based on the Jeep Grand Cherokee, but the automaker ultimately changed tack and chose to use the platform developed for the Quattroporte and Ghibli sedans. Maserati says this platform was intended to accommodate SUVs all along, and boasts that it allowed the engineers to give the Levante a 50-50 weight distribution and the lowest center of gravity in the segment. All Levantes will ride on a control arm suspension with the company's trademark Skyhook dampers and adjustable air springs, the latter allowing the Levante to achieve 5 different ride heights. In addition to a separate setting for parking. You can have your Levante powered by any type of engine you want, as long as it's a 3.0-liter turbocharged V6. There will be no fewer than 3 from which to choose, including 2 direct-injected gasoline versions and 345 and 424 horsepower states of tune, with 369 and 428 pounds-to-foot of torque, and 1 diesel 6 that churns out 271 horsepower and 443 pounds-to-foot. All are mated to a ZF 8-speed automatic and come with the mechanical limited slip differential and Maserati's Q4 all-wheel drive system, which here offers torque vectoring. In normal driving, 100% of the torque goes to the rear wheels, but when slip is detected, up to 50% can be routed to the front axle. Maserati estimates that 0 to 62 mph acceleration takes 5.2 seconds with the 424 horsepower engine and 6.0 seconds for the 345 horsepower unit. The diesel is said to hit 62 in 6.9 seconds. No word on whether we will get all 3 of those engines in the U.S. We're doubtful about the diesel's chances in particular. We can say based on the revving sounds the Levante made at the press conference that the higher horsepower version certainly sounds good. While there is still a trace of parts sharing with other FCA cars inside, specifically the interior switchgear, the cabin overall looks very convincingly like a Maserati thanks to the generous application of wood and leather and a new infotainment system controlled by a rotary dial on the center console. Its interior will be highly customizable, too, with up to 28 different color combinations, a sport package that brings sport seats as well as sporty exterior trim and 20-inch wheels, a luxury package with a bit more glitz outside, 19-inch wheels, wood interior trim, and more, and for the really spendy, a full leather package and a Zegna Edition that upholsters parts of the interior in Ermenegildo Zegna silk. An 8-speaker audio system is standard, although buyers can upgrade to a 14-speaker, 900-watt system by Harman, Kardon or a 17-speaker, 1,280-watt Bowers and Wilkins system. If the Levante looks familiar, that's because it has stayed very true to the Kubang concept Maserati first showed at the 2011 Frankfurt Auto Show. There also was a different Kubang SUV concept from 2003, the design has matured since then, adding a stronger chin and nice detailing in the lamps, fascias, and even the rear spoiler. The Levante has an automatically closing grille shutter, a first for Maserati, helping it achieve what Maserati says is a low for an SUV 0.31 coefficient of drag. The Levante arrives in the US this September, with pricing coming closer to that time. We should get our first taste of the Levante soon, and we look forward to seeing if the promise holds up from behind the wheel.